Hello and welcome to another Toffee Blues video, your source for all things Everton. I'm Louis and this is a player ratings video coming off the back of Saturday night's 1-1 away draw at Molineux. Very poor performance really from Everton, but it is 8 unbeaten now, 16 points clear of the relegation zone. So the pessimist in me says we're 1 win away, but time will tell. But obviously another decent point on the road despite the performance, and I think it's a good sign when you're not playing too well that you're still managing to pick up points, as we've seen with this team over the past 2 years or so as well. So not too bad, but we'll start with the ratings anyway. Pickford 8.5, man of the match for me by a street. 2 fine stops from Munetsi and Strand Larsen, either side of half time, both with his feet, displaying great reactions and footwork to get across. His positioning was perfect, commanded in the air, good distribution, and yeah, Everton's best player on the night was our goalie. O'Brien 7 again, solid from the Irishman at right back. 8 games unbeaten now since he's come into the side. He's been a revelation for Everton really, and long may it continue. So on an evening where plenty of Everton stars didn't really shine, O'Brien was one who was didn't put a foot wrong. He was solid throughout. Tarkowski 8, I thought he was outstanding actually, just behind Pickford for me. Again, similar to O'Brien, he didn't make a mistake all throughout the game. I think I saw a stat today, he won 6 out of 6 duels in the air, more passes than anyone else as well. So it was a really captain's performance from him at the weekend, and another decent performance. Branthwaite 7, I thought he was a bit unlucky for the first goal. Other than that, again, faultless. Obviously the run come on his blind side. On another day, he sticks out a leg and stops it, but another good display from him. Mikalenko 6, he was quite quiet at the weekend really, didn't offer a lot going forward, but again, to be honest, it was a bit of a dull game really, and it was always going to be decided by a mistake, and neither team made one. But a 6 from Mikalenko. Ganna 7, he was everywhere, out of possession, struggled a bit in possession I thought, give it away a few too many times, but with the way Everton were set up at the weekend, I thought we were quite open in midfield, and if it wasn't for his legs and his engine, then I think Wolves would have gone on to win the game. So crucial for us, and a 7 out of 10. Garner 6, again, he was quiet, wasn't really at his best. Probably is the performance where you've not really noticed him as much since he's come back into the team. But as I say, he's still stepping up his fitness, and he'll be back in the side, hopefully against West Ham as well. Lindstrom 6, good assist for the goal. Other than that, pretty quiet. Didn't really have too much of an impact on the game. Harrison 6 as well, steady throughout. Good for his confidence to get the goal too. I think it's 13 months since his last one, and the one thing that with Jack Harrison that you can never fault is his work rate. He's constantly a thorn in the opposition's side in a defensive way, not in terms of creating chances, but just in terms of his press and his energy, and his engine has been important for Everton over, as I say, the past 2 years or so. So it's good for him to have got his goal, and the past month or so he's looked a different player. He's looked a lot more confident, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, and long may that continue. So a decent performance from him. Doucouré 5, wasn't his day. First touch was off, as it often is, and he didn't quite impose himself on the game. Beto the same, 5. I thought he should have put one in the first half from a good cross from Harrison, incidentally. And other than that, denied by Jose Sarr with a good save to his left. He done well to create the chance. Decent run as well, playing off ALCARAZ as we saw at Palace, but again, wasn't the striker's day. A 5 out of 10. Subs, Robinham 5, didn't really offer much, to be honest with you, off the bench. I thought it was a strange sub, if I'm being honest. But as I say, Tim, since we've signed him, he's had very few poor games, and he can be allowed one, I think. Alcaraz 7, best sub on the day by a mile for both sides. Changed the game when he come on, injected a bit of pace into Everton's attack, bit of energy into the final third, laid on a great chance for Beto. Couple of others maybe where he could have squared, opted to shoot instead, but he's looking like a really good signing from Moyes and Thelwell, and hopefully if he can carry on this form, he can A, starting more games, and B, get tied down to a permanent deal. But he was another good display from him. Ashley Young 6, he was only on for about 30 seconds. I don't think he touched the ball, so 6 out of 10 for him. But at the end of the day, it wasn't a brilliant game to watch. It's a decent point, and just as long as we can keep pushing away from the relegation zone, I think West Ham's a big one with the 5 fixtures we've got coming up after. Of course, it's looking unlikely that Ipswich and Leicester are going to get 17 points and us to not get 1. But you don't want to have even a hint of it coming into the last 5 games or so. So hopefully we can beat West Ham and then have a nice end to the season and give Goodison the send-off that it deserves. But as I say, decent point on the road and on to West Ham now. But thanks for listening. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Up the Toffees. Take care.